Hello YouTube, it's Pac-Man building time, and to start with today I thought I'd have a quick game of Robotron. I'm not very good at this, so I'm going to stick a couple of credits in because it might not last long. And we'll have a quick go of this first. Let's turn it down a little bit actually, it's a bit loud. So today what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get the metal overlay sorted on the control panel. Now that the control panel sort of, oops, see, sitting in place and able to lock it down and everything, we want to get the metal overlay on, so we'll do that today. What we're going to be doing as well, we're making a little tool to bend the metal, so we'll start off by looking at that as well. So, how many points? I can get about 100,000. I've been playing this on my MacBook recently on main. Oops, well, it's obviously on main as well. I've got these Magstick Plus joysticks in this machine, which take a while to get used to when I'm playing this, but after a while it does seem easy to play. Come on. Let's see if we can just see how far we can go. It's hard to hit the dart up and downs, but I'm doing alright. Not getting as many humans as I should be, but a little bastard in the corner over here. So I can get her. Crap. This is such a addictive game once you get a little bit good at it. Once you can last a few levels, and then you walk into a square. I've got an extra life. Okay. This is usually the screen that kills me. I can get a few, probably wave 7 I can probably get to. A relatively tidy garage in here today, as you can see. Those monitors, like I said before, are gone, so there's full of some space. Some new monitors there that might chuck out. I'm not sure how good they are. Got for like £5. So yeah, I've got a nice tidy garage going on today. So we need to bend this metal. I've tried to do it just by putting it in an angle on a workbench, and it's not. It doesn't get. You don't get the sort of the 90-degree sort of turns on the metal. So look on YouTube, and there's a few videos of people make their own sort of press brake, metal brake. So I saw one video, and I'll link to it in the description somewhere down there, and looks quite a simple one. So the idea is that we have two pieces of wood like this, and they fold to make the right angle, and you have stay still, and you have this bit go along the edge of one to keep the metal in place. So this one needs to be cut to size. Hopefully the jigsaw can do that. I've got some hinges for the wood. What we'll do first is we'll hinge these two pieces of wood so that we know how long that there needs to be. I think that's all I need to do this. Might need to put a handle on it so we can, a bit of sort of leverage, but yeah, we'll get these bits of wood cut to size and get the hinges put on, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, as you can probably see, I'm going to have these hinges the other way around. You've got the pivot point on the hinge, so we need to cut a bit of wood out either side on these two bits of wood. So and I'll mark those places, and then what we need to do is just come in with a jigsaw, come along there, and come along, and then cut and cut. So we'll mark those off, get the jigsaw out, and we'll do that. Please ignore the noise in the background. That's the boiler, because I think someone's running about or something in the house. Yeah, so here's my old trusty jigsaw that didn't, for some reason, stop cutting straight lines. Now, I managed to get hold of, well, I got given one of these by my parents as part of a Christmas present. So it's, again, it's a McAllister one, so it should be a bit better than that one there. Also got as well one of those. So we'll use that at some point soon. Yeah, I'll have a look at this one today. So I'm going to get this one out, get the blade in it, and we'll do some cutting. Got a laser light on this one as well. Quite cool. These two have been cut out now, so these now sit flush. The cuts weren't 100% accurate because I was using a jigsaw. New jigsaw is a bit better than the old one. It still doesn't cut entirely straight, but that's what the circular saw is for. It's much quicker than my other one actually, so that's good. So what I'm going to do now is drill the holes and screw these in, and then we've got our hinge, and then we need to cut our bit of metal, if you can see it over there, to size with the jigsaw. That's going to be the hard part, I think. So we'll drill these and screw these in, and then we'll come back. I've got a bit of metal here because I just measured it before I cut it. That's going to be one of the hardest bits. So these are drilled into place, and hear that noise. I think the wood's a bit too close. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but it is tight there. I just think, yeah, that's where the noise is coming from. You can sand that down a little bit, but I don't think it made much difference, to be honest. We'll see anyway. I can always loosen off the hinges and move them ever so slightly apart. So, what we need to do next is we need to cut this to size. So just mark it there. So, apparently my jigsaw can cut this, so we'll give it a go. Probably more sensible way of setting it up. So let's just take the speed down. Just take this very slowly. Yeah, let's go through, that's good. Right, goggles probably a good idea. Wherever they are. Find them. Goggles on. There we go. As easy as I thought it would be. It's got red on the end, that's not my blood. That's the paint off the blade. It's a pretty good cut. Not bad. Right, okay, let's put it on the... I need to drill holes in this now. There's another bit that's going to be quite hard to do. Okay, let's look at an example of what's going to happen. So this bar here goes on... It doesn't matter which side I do. I'm going to choose this side here. And it's going to go flush with the pivot point here. And there are going to be some holes either side here. I might even do more than one hole. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'll do one hole for now. If I need to do this again at some point, what I'll do is I'll make some additional holes. But I want this near as metal as possible. Can't get that out. But anyway, yeah, so it'll be about there, the holes. So that'll be then, I've got some I've got some longer nuts here. I'll put those through, and so they'll clamp that down, and also I have some clamps there, so that when I bend this up, this then bends at the right angle here. Hopefully, that's the idea. This may not work yet. It's taking me an hour to put together, so it's not too long at all. Right. So let's drill the holes into this first. Okay, I have my step bit I've used before without success. So I'm going to see if we just start this off and then maybe finish it. I've got a titanium bit that maybe to finish it. So the holes now drilled. Try to deburr the side with the step bit. Did an okay job. It's a bit sharp still. Try and sort of file those down, another one that side. That took about an hour. That took longer than actually putting the whole thing together. I used 3 different types of drill bit to get through it. A small one and a bigger one, and the step bit, or step the order, I think. Yeah, we're now through. So I actually found some better bolts. So this is going to go in. I don't know which way it's going to go. If it's going to go this way or the other way, but it's going to go through the wood first. And it's going to clamp this onto the wood, clamp this down to the wood. I'll tighten this like that. So that's good. Right, next thing to do is do the holes in the wood. That'd be much easier, hopefully. Get holes drilled in the wood. I've got this tightened up with this. So just tighten it up just like so. Now, I've tried to bend it myself just by doing that, but I've not got enough leverage on it. I can't quite. It's done it a little bit, if you can see, but I need to get something underneath so I can lever it. So to try and think of something to connect to that. So we'll go away, think about that, and we'll come back. Right, so we've got some slightly new metal that I've been mucking around with, thinner in fact. So this is 1mm thick, and this is 1.5, so 50% more. This is really thick stuff. In fact, I don't think I'm much happy with this. It's much more lightweight as well. The control panel will be quite heavy otherwise. It probably would be anyway normally, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't as thick on the original. I don't know. But this feels right. It feels better. So you can see with my metal brake that I've made, these are the sort of right angle bends I get on them. It's not great, to be fair. With this it's much better. You can see that. I was just trying a different angle bend here. But it's still curved. And the reason that is because when this bends up like that, this wood here is sort of bending like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to got another bit of wood over there, and I'm going to screw that to the bottom here to brace it. Also, I've got another one of these angle bits here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chisel out a section along here so that it sits flush. So I have a metal bit here and a metal bit here, so be more like a proper metal brake where you've got the metal against the metal, and that's where the strength's hopefully going to be, because the nearer it gets down here the more it bends, so that'll add some strength as well, and hopefully we'll get some proper. I mean, this isn't far off, to be fair. It's not too bad. I just want it a bit sharper, the old bend there. So yeah, so I'm going to go away and reinforce this, reinforce that bit, and we'll come back. Okay, I'm filming on the iPhone now because I've had enough of the compact Samsung camera that I'm using. It's been a pain in the ass. So excuse for the apology for the difference in quality. I don't know if it's going to be better or will be worse. I don't know. Probably better. So I finished my metal brake now. It's taken a while to get this where I sort of want it to. You can see I've already had a go at bending some metal. So I put another one of these in there. Just chiseled out a hole and screwed it in by making some holes in there. And doubled up the wood underneath and just screwed that in place as well. So we added sort of strength there. So I think this is 1mm steel rather than 1.5, which I put up before because it was a bit too thick. I might be able to use that for the other machine, but this is going to be good for the control panel. So again, this is just a practice. This is some of the off-cut metal that came with it. So I'm using these vice grips as sort of like leverage. Probably not the best way to do it, but it seems to work. So just make sure I got longer bolts than I had before because they were slipping through the wood. So I put some washers at the bottom. So tighten it up with the pliers. Make sure that's properly tight. So I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So just sort of a bend of it. Make sure that's on. There we go. Okay. Then 90 degrees. It's off. There we go. Is that bent out of the way? There we go. So, it's not exactly a sharp bend, it's much better than my earlier attempts. I might need to get some, I've got some metal for the bracket that goes over the bezel. I might have to get someone to bend that professionally. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but this works for me anyway, because this is... We can see anyway, I might be able to get away with it. Let's just pull this out of the way. There we go. Drop it back down. You can probably see it's not a super sharp bend, it's 90 degrees. We want a curved front anyway to the control panel, so this is perfect for that. Take it all the way along. So what I need to do is I need to measure out where the control panel, so in fact if we get the now. Yeah, which way is it going round? It's like bending this unfortunately, but I don't think it will cause us a big issue. Let's get this clamped down, there we go. So I'm going to be bending this at some point along here. But I need to measure that out, obviously, bend it into position. So it's going to bend along there. So I'm going to figure that out and come back. Okay, I've got this all set up now. I've measured and measured and measured and measured and measured. It might not be good enough though. We shall see. Let's go for it. Make sure it's all tight. The problem is I've got these quite wide because I can't hold onto this bit here. So okay, it's got 50% chance of working. So let's go for it. These are close. Oh, it's slightly more than 90, so that's bent a lot. That is going to work. Don't know if there's a curve there or not. Right. I've got the control panel behind me so we can have a look. Undo this. It doesn't have to be super sharp like I said before because it's going to have a curve on the front anyway. But it's going to be at least the right angle. too bad. Give it a look. Look from front. That might be right, we'll see. Right, control panel. Put that there, so. Side. Actually, that wasn't that bad. I don't know. What do you think? We just go and put this on the on the Pac-Man machine. We'll see. That doesn't look too bad. I think the problem I've got is it's a bit look. The bend's a bit better at the side than in the middle, ever so slightly, because it's that's when I solid. Make sure that that fits. So we got this bit fitting there as well. Do you know what? I think that might be alright. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Not that I'm a perfectionist, but I want stuff to look good. Let's have a look at this side. Good viewfinder. See, so it was just slightly curved a bit more that side. Different angles. Pretty straight curve, I think. I don't know. I think with the black on it, probably wouldn't be even. In fact, if you look at the first angle, you can't tell the difference along there. Along. Where is it? Where's it? There it is. Along there. With the black on it, maybe it'd be alright. I don't know. I think that'll be alright. I'm sort of 80% happy with that, really. It's annoying that that's ever so slightly. Again, with the black on it, will I notice? Because you can only notice with the shine on it. I think that's okay. I think that's alright. What do you think? Let's see, it's a little bit sharper that side, a little bit sharper that side. Yeah, is it? I'm trying to find faults. I really am. But it doesn't look too bad. Well, I need to make another bend around the bottom here, so that it wraps around. Do you know what? I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm happy with that, that's fine. Right, I'm going to do the other bend around the bottom, around here, so it goes up. I was going to cut it. Should I cut it? Don't know. I think it's risking another bend. If I cut it, it won't necessarily be straight. Okay, I decided to go for the bend around the bottom of there. I put the triangle along here underneath that. Okay, so if we can replicate the same thing along there, then all is good. Hopefully this works, so we shall see. Okay, hopefully that's a bit more than right angle, so it will stretch back when I put it on, so hopefully that's okay. Do this. I've got a socket set, but it won't go far enough down there, so I could trim those off, I suppose, but pliers work just as well, really. Take a bit longer, who cares? Do that. One. Bend on this one, oops. Okay, got a good right angle, that looks alright. Let's go and put it on the cab. Okay, so that fits nicely, that's good. Actually, there we go. I'm happy with that actually. After all that. Again, it's not super sharp, but I think that's good enough. I'd say 80 to 90% good enough. With the black on it, I don't think. In fact, I tried this out earlier on, turn the lights off, and you get the bend that's even better. So let's just do that now with the light on, because that's sort of like black. Yeah, that's pretty good. In fact, let's just take this off. Put it down here. That's right. So obviously it's not black, but this is the effect hopefully we'll get when we get some paint on it. That's pretty good. So light back on. So obviously, come over here. Move that away. So now we've got that bending around like that. Do it actually being bent a little bit more. I might just get with a hammer, might just bend that around a bit more. Got a bit of excess on here. Don't know whether I need to bend that around again, cut it off, leave it, don't know. If we see the profile of it, so you got a bit extra on the end. I obviously wanted a bit more than I needed just in case. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just move that. There we go. Right, so that was on. Next thing to do is probably drill the holes through the metal for the control panel overlay. Last thing to do is the holes. Now I've practiced the holes and I'm not done very well with it, so I think my drill's too, it hasn't got a torque setting on it, so it just keeps binding on it. So I might have to borrow someone else's gel to do that, but we'll come back and do that at a later date. Got the heater on today in the old garage, so apologise for the little sort of background hum, but keep my fingers and toes from falling off because it's a bit cold at the moment. So since we cut this and bent this metal overlay, what I want to do now is I want to drill the holes through for the bolts. I haven't actually got the right bolts at the moment, but I've got the warm order. I've got some other similar bolts that we can use for the meantime. So they're going to be 5mm holes, I think. Oh, this tripod keeps falling over. Right, so we're going to try that now. So annoyingly, I've only got a 4mm metal bit, but we'll see how it goes. So let's through here. Through. They're both through on both sides. We'll go back through the other side anyway and do 5mm holes. So I think we can use these to line the rest up. So I'll take all this apart. And come back. Okay, I thought I was drilling this right, but this hole's wrong, unfortunately, which is a bit of a bummer. When I put the control panel with the overlay on, I thought it was lined up, but obviously not. So I'll have to hopefully fill it and re-drill, and everything should be fine. So we'll do that and come back. Okay, I've got one hole drilled there, one hole drilled there. That was the first one I drilled. This is the one that's a bit cocked up, but you can see it's almost lined up, and you won't be able to see the crap underneath. You just sort of get rid of some of the focuses. Get rid of some of the filler, but yeah, I think we salvaged that. So I'm actually not using the piece of wood to line everything up. I'm using this to measure everything again, which in theory should line up with the wood. If it doesn't, I'll just refill the wood and do it again. But this all seems to, if we have a look above, I'm going to shaky cam mode so we can see it a bit easier. That all seems to line up okay. So while the filler was drying, I had a go at cutting a hole. I've had a few goes that haven't been great. I mean, that doesn't look that good. It looks a bit better from the other side actually. I might go through from the other side. Now that doesn't look that great, but if I some shaky camera, so excuse me. Can't bother with it tripod at the moment, but that we will now because I need spare hands, so bear with me 2 seconds. So got one of our buttons here. Okay. Now shit, there we go. Goes, it's not flat because I've bent this out, but that fits through just nicely, really. Alright, it's not the best hole in the world. Hopefully we can do a bit better. But as long as it goes through and it hides the hole, then that's all I really care about. Like I said, I've tried to do this a few times and I've struggled. The drill keeps binding and bending the metal, but what I've found is I've got quite a lot of metal car spare engine oil up there, which is just there. That seems to help a lot. So I think I'm ready to do the holes in here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's go a bit closer actually. So I'm doing the same technique as I did with the wooden part of the control panel. Hopefully again, like I say, this will line up, otherwise I'm going to have to shift the holes on the wood slightly. But fingers crossed it should be fine. I've done it before, so we'll see. It's easier to redo holes in wood than it is in metal, as you can see from that there. I'm going to drill a pilot hole into here, and then we'll come back and we'll try and do the, hopefully, fingers crossed, do the big hole. Okay, I got my step bit drill here. It's got a bit of oil on it from last time when I was trying to cut some holes. I've got a little bit of oil in here, so I'm just gonna got my pilot hole here as well. You can see. So just smoosh that around there. sure the oil and everything. It seems to stop it binding so much. Hopefully this will work, because otherwise it's back to square one with this. Slower setting on. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Right, let's go. I've got a certain way through. See, it's a bit bigger now. As the hole gets bigger, the harder it gets. Obviously, try and push more metal out of the way. Just going to start getting a bit tough now. I'm not bothering wear goggles because I'm doing this quite slowly. Getting there slowly but surely. Think through. Let's just see how far I've gone down. There's a 28 is the third one down. So if there's two left, and there is. Okay, so that's done. That was hard work. I've got to do it twice. I'm so glad there's only 3 to do. So I'm clean stuff. Okay, we've got 2 other holes now. You can see that we've got a bit of a few dings and dents there. I've had to hammer it back into position where they basically where the drill got caught and bent it a bit, but it's nice and flat now. I just need to fill in this, or just a bit more hammering should sort that out. This one's a bit bigger than the other one, but they're not that great to look at. This one's actually probably the best, which is good because this one will be one to be seen. What I'm going to do, I think, with a metal file, I'm just going to file out the imperfections, just a nice round circle. If you can see already, you've actually got this on the wooden control panel. Everything seems to line up, which is great. So what we'll do is we'll put a button in here. Buttons are a bit dirty now, got a bit of oil on them, but that'll do. That'll be fine. I'll just sort that out. So we just, there you go. That's one on, like that, and the other. This one's a bit tighter. Yeah, that's on. There we go. So we've got our, come back a bit. We've got our buttons on. So we come over to the cab. Let's tripod stand up properly. There we go. So there we go. So put this on. Come on. There. Control panel is almost done. The holes anyway. That is on that solid as well now. We've got a few imperfections, like I said, so I need to file out that hole. There's a few dings and dents around that hole, we'll sort that out. That was not too bad. I need to sort that out at some point as well, but all the holes for the hardware there, in these holes, all seem to line up as well, which is good stuff. So let's go and tidy all this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it all. I've got the bolts coming soon, so I'm going to drill the holes bigger for those. You can just see. Yeah, that's okay. Lock on, so come on. 1, 2, that's not moving. Oh, not a bad day's work. Could have been better, but it could have been worse. So it's nothing we can't salvage. Like I said, that top left corner, sort that out, that's quite easy to sort out. The dings and dents, you can't see it until you get close. So maybe put a bit of filler and things on there, sand it all flat, and then the paint will go on it, and you'll never know. So all looking good at the moment. So the next thing to do, I think, is to route out the wood underneath the control panel for the joystick. So we'll do that next. Before we go, I thought we'd have a look what it looks like with the overlay on, and all those dings and dents don't really matter because they'll be hidden. That looks great. Look at that. That looks really good. I mean, if we go up close, that hole with the holes a bit, see like a little lump there. Just need to just file it off in the back here, but other than that, that looks pretty good. So, like I say, we need to write out the bit in there. We can fit the joystick in then. That'll be the next bit. We can start putting some wiring together. That's the bit that excites me. This bit is taking me about a month on and off, getting parts, getting bits of metal, making sure I've got the right bits. I thought the mounting the TV is probably going to be the hardest bit. This has been the hardest bit. Working with metal is a right pain in the ass. I'd rather work with wood. It's much easier, especially if you've got the right tools. It's not too bad, but I sort of did have the right tools, but I had to sort of adapt a little bit. So yeah, that was looking really good now. We're getting there. Okay, so we'll leave the video there. Just center this a little bit better. To finish with, I thought we'd play a bit of Rainbow Islands. So now we've got the metal overlay on. I thought we could do the wiring next, wire up the joystick and the buttons, and see if we can have a game of Pac-Man, or Miss Pac-Man, because I've still got the Miss Pac-Man machine. PCB in, so I thought I'd play a bit of Rainbow Islands, just to finish with. I used to play some mate's Atari ST back in the 80s, early 90s. He had an Atari ST. It's quite a good port, if I remember rightly. I can't remember being much different from this, to be honest. But the difficulty in this game ramps up really quickly. The first sort of stage, couple of rounds is okay, and then we'll just go through the first couple of rounds, see how far we get. But yeah, do the wire next time, and oh, got a diamond, and yeah, we give a game of Pac-Man, and then I'm going to start putting the coin door and stuff on, but that'll probably be in a couple of episodes time. Seem to be doing this Pac-Man for ages. Well, it's almost 2 years now, actually, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.